Call this meeting to order. This is the director's hearing of February 20th, 2025. Good afternoon, everyone. We don't normally have a big audience for our director's hearing, so welcome. We have one item. This is a development plan for an approximately 7,000 square foot warehouse with office on Rowick Drive. Do we have any requests to speak on items not on the agenda?
We have received none.
You will under public hearing. So with that, the project description, this is planning application number PA 23-0227, a development plan for an approximately 7,057 square foot warehouse building with office space at 42974 Rowick Drive. Staff report, please, Mr. Jones.
Certainly, thank you. Planning application number PA 23-0227 is a development plan for a warehouse building with related office space. Currently, the project is comprised of currently the project site is a vacant lot, and as you mentioned just a moment ago, the structure will be a little over 7,000 square feet. Vehicles and pedestrians will access the project site via Rowick Drive. Once they come onto the site, they'll be in the parking lot, and then the building's off to the left side on the north a little bit, and then towards the back of the parking lot is a gated area which restricts access to the truck yard where deliveries and whatnot take place. As mentioned before, this is going to be kind of a little bit of a spec building. It's not sure exactly what the uses are going to be, but what we did is we parked it for the most intense use we could find for the LI zone, and that is a research and development facility. If a research and development facility goes in there with the offices that they've proposed, the site would need to have 20 parking spaces required to meet the development standards, and the site does provide 20 parking spaces, so they're good to go from that perspective. Architecturally, it's consistent with the built environment as far as the materials are concerned. I have a material board up here if you'd like to take a look at it at the end of the presentation. We have had a change to one of the conditions of approval. The applicant had some concerns about the requirement for an archaeologist, so staff worked with the Pechanga tribe, and the archaeologist went ahead and modified condition of approval number 36. I can read that into the record if you'd like, the new version of the condition of approval. Basically what it's doing is it's making it to where an archaeologist is not required unless something is found during grading activities and the Pechanga monitor says that, yeah, we need to have an archaeologist out here. Then they would go ahead and request the services of an archaeologist to work on their project site. Based on the information just provided, staff does recommend approval for the project. It is exempt from CEQA. This concludes my presentation. If you have any further questions, just let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. I believe we should read the new condition into the record.
Sure. Condition approval number 36 will now be, prior to beginning project construction, the project applicant shall retain a Riverside County qualified / City of Temecula approved archaeological monitor on an as-needed basis. If and when the tribal cultural resources are identified, the project archaeologist will be called to the project site to record and prepare needed documentation for the final reports. The archaeological monitor's authority to stop and redirect grading will be exercised in consultation with the Pechanga tribe in order to evaluate the significance of any potential resources discovered on the property. Pechanga and the archaeological monitors shall be allowed to monitor all grading, excavation, and groundbreaking activities, and shall also have limited authority to stop and redirect grading activities should an inadvertent cultural resource be identified. The archaeologist shall provide a final monitoring report, if needed, at the end of all earth-moving activities to the City of Temecula and the Pechanga tribe. That's the end.
Thank you. You have a material sample board. Is the mechanical screening equipment material on that board?
It is not, but it is a metal screen that we have.
It's a metal screen?
Yeah, it's pretty standard stuff that we see in our industrial areas.
Okay. I don't have any further questions. What I'll do is I'll open the public hearing and ask the applicant to come up.
Hi, Sherry Monroe, 4M Engineering and Development, representing the property owner.
And really just want to say we concur with all the conditions of approval. Eric did an outstanding job, I thought, on the staff report and the conditions, and we're anxious to get it moved forward to construction. Team's here if you have any specific questions for architect or landscaping or civil, which is me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, you've already mentioned you're in agreement with the conditions of approval? Okay. Do we have any public speakers?
We have none.
Okay. With that, I will close the public hearing. I've read the staff report, reviewed the elevations. I was out on the site today, and with that, I think this is a very good project, and I will approve subject to the conditions of approval, including the revision. So with that, you are approved, but I have to read this section. Anyone dissatisfied with the decision may appeal it within 15 calendar days from the date of approval. Caution should be exercised in making any expenditures or commitments based upon this approval until the expiration of the appeal period. Thank you. You are approved. This meeting is adjourned.